Okay, this is my first video on my YouTube channel, so hello anybody watching this. But yeah, so just getting straight to the point. I don't know what to say. Be warned that I'm not great at speaking, so this won't don't expect me to be always talking, because I'm gonna sometimes say and I'm gonna take a 3-second break just because I need to gather my thoughts, and I'm not a great speaker out loud. But yeah, so I decided to do this just because I thought it'd be fun. But anyway, getting into the video, what I'm gonna do is this is gonna be what if Deku had a half and half quirk. So what the half and half quirk is gonna be, it's half air, half earth, and it's gonna be what it's like in Avatar: The Last Airbender, what earthbenders and airbenders have. So you can do the air scooter and the mud wall or earth wall or whatever it's called. And I'm not going to do anything from The Legend of Korra because I've never watched it. I mean, I know some of the powers, now you can use metal bending really well, but I'm not going to do that just because I don't know it well enough. I mean, I might do some of it, but nothing crazy. And basically so Deku's also gonna have a sister in this, and basically the sister is gonna have a half water, a half fire quirk. And how they're gonna have these quirks is basically Hisashi is gonna have his fire breathing quirk because so Deku's sister, I'm gonna call her Azumi because that's what everybody calls her in Deku's sister in What If, so that I'm gonna do that too. And Deku got his power from Inko, and Inko's quirk in this is gonna be rock manipulation, so she can move rocks around and move them around. So kind of like earthbending, sort of. But yeah, so Deku is just gonna live with his sister for the 4 years, and he's gonna live normally with friends with Baccago, except also he's gonna be living with Azumi too. So now Bakugo is also gonna be friends with Azumi too. And also okay, I'll say that later, but Deku and Azumi go to get their quirks checked, and basically the doctor says that Azumi got her quirk. Let's just say that they were at the beach one time, and Azumi made a big wave because she got angry at Deku for something, because he splashed her with water and dumped a ton of water all over Deku. So they went to the quirk doctor, and so now they find out that she has a half fire, half water quirk, and are all really proud of her, and Deku's happy for Azumi and can't wait to get his quirk even more. And at this time, Bakugo's gotten his quirk too, and he's gotten really cocky, and or at least even more cocky, because he already was cocky, but even more cocky. And so Deku, after 6 months, was starting to get teased by Azumi for, like, they're thinking that he might not get a quirk, even though the doctor said that he probably will, because he doesn't have the joint in the toe, or does have the joint in the toe, I don't remember. But, yeah, so, Bakugo started bullying Deku, because Bakugo is Bakugo, and one time Bakugo was about to do a huge explosion to Deku, and Deku didn't want this. So let's say he built up a small, like, earth wall and blocks the explosion, and then to also defend himself, he makes an air slash or thing and breaks through the earth and hits Bakugo in the chest, and Bakugo's not going to have any lackeys in this. So, I mean, I also don't know, or at least yet, I don't know why, like, that matters, though, but, yeah, so, Deku's like, I think I just got my quirk, and he did. So they go to the quirk doctor, and they say that, Deku did, and Deku, I'm gonna time skip, yeah, it's pretty fast, but I'm gonna time skip him, 5 years. So, 4 years. So now he's 8 years old, and he, has just been playing around with his quirk. Bakugo still has an ego, just not as much, because Azumi and Deku have, also been taking part of the fame, and he kind of gets pissed off by that, but he's also friends with them, so, yeah, Bakugo's not going to be a bitch in this one. But, yeah, so, Deku, like, realizes, like, oh, I need to be, if I want to be a hero, I'm going to need to train. So, he just starts training, let's say, in his backyard, and Azumi sees this, so she starts training too, but she's also scared because she doesn't want to burn down anything. But Deku says, it's okay, I can also help you train, and we can try to do this together. And I'm gonna make Deku and Azumi, I know it's Zuku, but I'm just gonna call him Deku because it's easier, and that's what I'm used to. So Deku, starts training with Azumi, and, yeah, so Azumi, started to learn her fire first, just because she didn't want to lose control, sometime, and, yeah, she just wanted to get that done first, and she's gonna have, like, she's gonna have, yeah, right now, she's gonna have as much, or not right now, she has, like, she can do, like, fire punches or whatever they're called, and, she can do, like, the water whips and the water waves and stuff, because she's self-taught. Nobody taught her anything, because, like, they do have good quirks, they're just not that crazy, at least yet, and, Deku and Azumi start training together, and they work together, and they become a really good team, and because it's, like, all four elements working together, and, yeah, so, time skip, another 5 years, so, Deku is 13 at this point, and he's gotten quite good. He can do big mud walls, kind of like Toph can, and he can also control, like, big amounts of rock, and multiple rocks, and he has also gone out to the nature every so often and skipped, like, a month of school, because he, wants to, like, get control over or he doesn't want to get control over it, but he wants to get better at his earth side, because he thinks it's more powerful, but he also uses the air side a lot, just because, I don't think I'm gonna have him fly. You guys can tell me in the comments. But he might fly. He might be able to fly. I guess I can see. But Deku is just... so Deku he can do the air scooter, he can do air slash, he can do that thing with the marbles, that Aang does. He can, actually I'm gonna save that for later. He can, I don't really know airbending techniques. That's basically all I saw, really, or at least what I remember of. And the last Airbender, sorry if anybody's listening to this and really liked it. You guys let me know any more moves that I could do for him. And I'm also going to add some moves that they didn't do, or like that they weren't able to do in the last Airbender that I saw from different animes. And yeah. So, and Azumi is gonna be, let's say, Deku and, Azumi kinda got angry with each other really angry with each other for, like, a while, I don't know. So, Inko got really fed up with it and asked if Hisashi could, take Azumi in for a little while just so they can separate and cool off. It's gonna be about a year, and this happened when they were 10, let's say. So Azumi's back by now, but Azumi and Hisashi got along really well together, and then I'm gonna say that the business that Hisashi worked at was like pretty big, and he was high ranking in it, and that's what was funding their family, and that's why Inko didn't have to work. But she still she still had to work for her kids, or not for her kids, but help her family out and babysit them and stuff. But yeah, so Hisashi took Azumi in, and they got really close together, and then a rivaling company asked an assassin, I guess, or somebody, to kill Hisashi, to just remove one of the main people in their rivaling business, so they can get more money, or at least get ahead of them, not necessarily more money. And let's say the house that they're staying in, an assassin comes in, and Azumi hears this, but Hisashi doesn't, and she walks into her dad's room, and I was like, Dada? I think I heard somebody. She sees a man in a mask, had a gun aiming at Hisashi, and shoots him right in the head, right as Azumi sees this. She just starts crying and just falls to her knees and doesn't know what to do, and she's really scared because she's 10. And the assassin just runs away because he doesn't want to kill a kid. And because that's just, she's a kid. And Azumi just gets really angry about this, and angry and sad, and she just doesn't talk to anybody when she gets back to Japan. And Deku sees this, and he feels really bad for her, and Deku sees that she's training a lot harder, and her fire has become blue, like Azula's, and Avatar, and I saw this video about why they think Azula's fire is blue and not like the normal fire color, and they thought because maybe when Azula's mom's Azula and Zuko's mom, spoilers, left, she actually was really close to her mom and got really angry, or not angry, but sad, and had a lot of negative feelings towards this, and her fire turned blue, because firebending was normally used off of negative emotions and anger and stuff. So I'm gonna say that's how it happened, and yeah, so Deku sees this and sees how hard she's training, and he's like, I need to like catch up to her. She's training really hard, and I also want to help her feel better. So he starts training with her again, and yeah, they get back on track. Not on track, but like they stopped arguing and stuff, and got back to being really close. And Azula is still sad, but she's gonna keep the blue fire. I did that because I thought it was a good idea. You guys can let me know. But yeah, so Deku's 13, and every so often he would skip school to head out into the woods and just stay there for a month. And he has like a tent that he doesn't use because like he wants to get closer to nature and stuff for his earthbending, because he utilizes it the most. Or not earthbending, but his earth quirk. And let's say he has learned the ground sensing technique that Toph uses, and also partly metal bending. So like she can like make gauntlets and stuff from the metal, but it takes a second. And he's basically mastered multiple types, not multiple, but like mastered earthbending. Like she can create the armor and like the gloves that she can move around and use like telekinesis, and can compress the rocks like bullets and fire them really fast, and use the air to make them faster. And yeah, so so Deku and Azumi are just training for the next year. I know I'm doing a lot of time skips, but like it's just how it's gonna work. And Deku just like after this he's learned, actually no, it's going to be to the 10 months of training. He's learned using the air. He's learned the ball that goes around him, kind of like the air scooter, except bigger. Used it so he can sort of, like, he can breathe underwater. And, also, I think he's able to use it to fly, but he can levitate, and it takes a lot of energy out of him to do that. And also, he has compressed the air, so it's kind of like a Sengon. And, yeah, so, yeah, it does exactly what the Rasengan can, except it's air, not chakra. And, I was gonna do something else from that, and I forgot. Frick. But, if it comes back to me, I'll let you know. So, Sludge Villain Attack. Yeah, actually, I'll give you an update on Azumi. I don't know if you want it, but I am. She has basically what? Like, Fire Lord or, leader of the Fire Nation, has as much fire as that, and she can breathe fire now, kind of like Hisashi, and, yeah, so she has a ton of fire. She can use, fire from her mouth, leg, or her feet, her hands, anything, and she can basically fly, or at least jump higher and stuff using the fire, and, yeah, stuff like that, and so Deku just is, Sludge Villain comes out of the sewers, and Bakugo and Deku are friends, so Bakugo is not going to be a jerk in this, because I don't want him to, because I also like this, but, like, so, teacher does, like, says everything that, like, I know you all want to be heroes and stuff, and, yeah, so Deku, like, is walking home. I'm gonna say that Azumi went to go play with her friends, not play with them, like, went and hung out with them, at one of her friend's house, and Deku was just walking back because he wanted to go, work on his, training, and also his, he's gonna be working on his hero suit, because, yeah, Deku's still gonna be a hero nerd, and, yeah, so the Sludge Villain attacks, and, Deku just uses that Rasengan, and then compresses, or, like, makes a ball around, that just defeats the Sludge Villain instantly, because, yeah, and then he compresses all of the sludge in air ball, and then wraps a ton of earth around it, and, yeah, so now the Sludge Villain can't get out, and All Might cops out, and he's like, I'm here. Oh, never mind, and sees that Deku's not holding, there's just a big ball, let's say about, yoga ball size, I would say, because he compressed it a lot, and, Deku's like, actually, no, it's not going to be the size, since it was able to fit in the bottle, let's say it's about the size of a bouncy ball or a basketball or something, but that doesn't really matter, and, All Might asks, like, did you do this, young man, and Deku's like, oh my god, it's All Might, can you sign my name, fanboying and everything, and, yeah, so, Deku, All Might says yes and everything, and Deku's like, yeah, I did, defeat this villain, he wasn't that hard, actually, and, All Might's like, young man, what is your quirk? I would like to know. And Deku's like, my quirk is half earth, half air, and I can create winds, nothing crazy, but I can create winds, and I can manipulate earth, and like that. It's not too strong yet, but I'm training it really hard. And at this time, Deku's working on a project that I will tell you And, yeah, so All Might's like, young man, your quirk is very good. I'm sure that one day you'll become a great hero. And that's exactly what Deku wanted to hear. And, yeah, so Deku is... Yeah, so All Might leaves, Deku just walks. There's not going to be anything with Baccago, because I don't want it to, because Deku doesn't jump with All Might. And, should I give him one for all? No, I don't think so. He's gonna be powerful enough. But, yeah, so Deku just, heads back home and works on his costume and trains. And he's been working on his physical body, and he's gotten quite strong. I'm going to say Kirishima strong, just because he wants something to actually give a fighting chance if he gets his quirk canceled out, or if somebody has an eraser quirk. And Deku has learned boxing and kickboxing, I guess. I don't know. I don't know anything fighting, but that's what I hear a lot when people say it. And let's say he's pretty good at Kung Fu. And, yeah, so Deku just is working on his costume, and it's gonna be like the Akatsuki robe thing, except they're gonna be green instead of red things. And yeah, and they're not gonna be clouds, I think they were, but I also don't remember. One sec. Let me search it up real quick. I'm bad at typing. One sec. Never mind, that's not what I thought. But it is gonna be like the Kutsuki robe, or Akatsuki, I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce it. I haven't gotten that far into Naruto, just because I got to like season 6 of the regular Naruto, and then I stopped. But it's gonna be like that with the white robe, except it's gonna be black, and the symbols are gonna be like the Earth Kingdom and Air Nomad symbols. I don't know what they look like, but yeah. Sorry, I got that mixed up. If anybody likes Naruto a lot, sorry, I was thinking the thing that Itachi joined. So basically, yeah, it's not gonna be that. It's gonna be the Akatsuki, robe, and yeah, so Deku, did that, and then he also was working on this thing where he, has those balls that, I don't know what they're called, but those balls that can, change form that Naruto and Madara, I think he has, and other characters do. I just don't know them. But yeah. So he's gonna be able to change the shape in those, and also he can make them spikes or keep them in balls and float them around, and then everything, and they're gonna be metal because he's gonna have at least mostly control of metal bending, so he can use it basically like earth bending, just metal, because he uses the earth inside of the metal. If you haven't seen Avatar, he also used like the sensing thing. I think I already told you that.